In the 60s and 70s, I was very keen on the history of film, collecting books, ephemera, all sorts of bits and pieces, including flicker books. This is the calling card for the Barnes Museum of Cinematography in St Ives in Cornwall. I stumbled across the museum while on holiday with some friends in St Ives that year, and particularly noticed the Emile Reynaud praxinoscope with the young lady playing shuttlecock that was to be running around in that window for 23 years. I paid my 5 pence admission and went in not knowing what to expect at all, but it was a real cabinet of curiosities. John Barnes' wife Carmen gave permission for me to film this little home movie. The Motograph moving picture book, optical novelty from the 1890s with a cover by Toulouse-Lautrec. Phenakistoscope discs, dozens of them. I'd never seen one for real at that time, dating from the 1830s into the later 19th century. This one, the Phantasmoscope by Professor Plateau, published by Ackerman of London. Zoetropes, of course, a rare projecting disc machine from Ernst Planck in Germany, and of course those wonderful zoetrope strips. Children's toy cinematograph lanterns that I would later become so fascinated by, and the earliest magic lanterns you could expect to see, dating from the late 18th century. A wonderful selection of lanterns that would eventually find their way to the Cinema Museum in Turin. A whole cabinet full of illuminants, mostly limelight. Such an important aspect of image projection, to get the light bright enough. And lanterns with strange names like Pamphengos and Skiopticon. Dozens and dozens of them. Mutoscopes, of course, or what the butler saw machines. John and Bill had saved these from a seaside pier. An ancient home movie projector and a Kenora viewer. A silk programme for one of the first royal film shows, showing Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. And an old cinema projector by Leo Cam. I bought a little souvenir flip book from John's museum, and I was a frequent visitor over the following 15 years until the museum closed. Thanks, John, thanks, Bill, for all the memories.